If you've ever fallen down the rabbit hole of board games, you know it's not all Monopoly and Scrabble. There's a whole universe out there. Games that can take entire weekends, games with stories so intense you'll still be talking about them at breakfast, and games so beautiful you'll hesitate to touch the pieces. The board game world is passionate, creative, and sometimes a little intimidating. You've got sprawling space operas like Twilight Imperium, political intrigue in Dune Imperium, and classics like Cosmic Encounter that have been vending minds for decades. But today isn't about the biggest or the longest, it's about the smartest. The ones that make you better without you even realizing it. Where you've been training strategy, memory, deduction, or creativity the whole time. We'll look at the smartest game in each major genre, from quickfire wordplay to sprawling empire building. And by the end, you'll probably want to head out to your local game shop and grab something new to try tonight. Let's dive right into it. Party games are the life of the table. They're fast, funny, and usually so easy to learn that you can explain the rules in under 2 minutes. You don't need any deep strategy knowledge here, just the willingness to think on your feet and maybe embarrass yourself a little in the name of fun. You've probably heard of Just One, where players give one-word hints to help someone guess the secret word. But if two people write the same hint, both get erased. So you have to be original without being too obscure. Or Dixit, which is all about giving poetic or mysterious clues so players can guess the surreal illustration. But not too easily or you'll lose the points. And then there is Telestrations, which turns drawing and guessing into a hilarious game of telephone, where cat on a skateboard might turn into a lion cooking pancakes by the end. But my top pick here is Codenames. You lay out a grid of 25 words, one player on each team is the spy master, and they know which words belong to their team. They give a one-word clue plus a number, like Ocean 2, hoping their teammates will connect the clue to shark and wave. But some words belong to the other team, some are neutral, and one is the assassin. Pick that one and you'll instantly lose. What makes it brilliant is how it forces you to step into someone else's mind. You start realizing how differently people connect ideas. What's obvious to you might be completely bizarre to someone else. Some groups develop an almost telepathic connection. Others end up in total chaos, where Ocean 2 somehow points to banana and laptop. Either way, your brain is firing on all cylinders, balancing creativity, logic, and risk. Party games are perfect for breaking the ice, getting everyone talking and sharpening your quick thinking skills without feeling like work. And the best part, you can usually play several rounds in the time it takes to explain the rules of some heavier games. Family games are the bridge between generations. They're simple enough for kids to understand after a quick explanation, but layered enough to keep adults engaged. You don't need a giant table or hours of free time. These games are built for easy setup, clear turns, and plenty of interactions without anyone feeling left out. You've probably played King of Tokyo, where monsters battle for dominance by rolling dice, smashing each other, and earning points. It's chaos, but in the best way. Or Qwircle, which is all about matching shapes and colors and lines for points, sneaking in a bit of pattern recognition and spatial thinking without ever feeling like homework. Even Sequence, with its mix of card and board play, manages to be both relaxing and surprisingly competitive, but the family pride is on the line. My top pick here is Ticket to Ride. Players connect colored train cards to claim railway routes across the map, connecting cities and completing secret destination tickets for big points. It's simple to learn, but full of those delicious should I risk it moments. Do you build that long route now, or wait for one more card and hope no one steals it first? The tension builds as the board fills up, and by the last few turns, everyone is racing to finish before the train rounds out. What makes family games so special is their ability to get everyone involved, kids, parents, and grandparents. They teach turn-taking, light strategy, and sportsmanship, all wrapped in a fun package that doesn't overwhelm new players. And the best part, by the end of the night, you're more likely to be laughing about the game than arguing over it, though that depends on how competitive your family is. Cooperative games flip the usual board game formula on its head. Instead of competing against each other, you're all teaming up to beat the game itself. Wins feel shared, and losses sting just a bit more because you all were in it together. They're perfect for players who like teamwork, problem solving, and maybe a little friendly debate about whose idea was actually the right one. You might know Forbidden Island, where you race to collect treasures before the island sinks beneath the waves. Or The Crew, a trick-taking card game where you work as astronauts, completing missions with almost no tabletop. It's forcing you to read each other's moves without saying a word. There's also Mysterium, where one player gives surreal picture clues to help the group solve a murder, balancing both mystery and creativity. My top pick here is Pandemic. Players are specialists working to stop 4 deadly diseases from spreading across the globe. On your turn, you can travel between cities, treat infections, share knowledge, and work toward cures. But every round, the deck spreads the diseases faster, and one bad outbreak can spiral into disaster. The early game feels calm and manageable, but by the final turns, it's frantic scramble to stop the world from collapsing. The magic of cooperative games is in the constant discussion and planning. Every move matters, and you can't win without listening to each other and adapting to sudden twists. They build trust, sharpen communication, and leave you with those remember when you almost lost but pulled it off at the last second stories that keep you coming back. Social deduction games are all about secrets, bluffing, and trying to read the people around you. There's a hidden information, there's lying, there's a lot of overanalyzing that one weird thing that your friend said 3 turns ago. They're loud, chaotic, and perfect for groups who love a bit of drama. You might know One Night Ultimate Werewolf, where players take on hidden roles as villagers or werewolves to try to figure out each other in just one round before time runs out. Or you might know Secret Hitler, where players debate, accuse, and mislead while trying to either save or sabotage the government. There's also Blood on the Clocktower, a sprawling social game full of bluffing, wild accusations, and dramatic reveals. But my top pick here is the Resistance Avalon. It's set in the time of King Arthur. Players are either royal servants of the Round Table or minions of the Mordred. But no one knows exactly who's on which side. Each round, the team was chosen to go on a mission. The good guys wanted to succeed, but the bad guys want to secretly sabotage it. If you're evil, you're lying constantly. If you're good, you're desperately trying to figure out who's lying without looking suspicious yourself. What makes these games brilliant is that they happen just as much in your head as on the table. It's not about memorizing rules, it's about reading expressions, catching the tiny slip-ups, and planting just enough doubt in everyone's mind to protect yourself. Win or lose, you'll still be replaying the conversations in your head hours later, wondering how you missed the clues. Tile placement games started looking calm and relaxing. You're just placing a little piece on the table, matching edges, maybe making a little pattern, but the deeper you get, the more you realize that one tile can completely change the game, for you or for everyone else. You might have seen Azul, where players dropped colorful tiles to create beautiful mosaics while carefully blocking opponents from getting the pieces they need. Or Kingdomino, which blends domino mechanics with kingdom building, forcing you to think about both matching terrain and scoring big combos. Isle of Sky adds in auctions and hidden goals, so every tile choice is a mix of strategy and timing. My top pick here is Carcassonne. On your turn, you draw a tile showing part of a medieval landscape, maybe a road, a city, a monastery, or a field. You place it so it connects to what's already there, and you can put one of your little meeples on it to claim that feature. Complete a city, score points. Finish a long road, points. Hold the right farmland until the end, big points. What makes Carcassonne so clever is the constant balance between short-term games and long-term investments. Do you close off that small city now for guaranteed points, or keep it open, hoping to make it huge later? Do you join your opponent's project to share points, or block them at the last second? By the end, your table turns into a medieval patchwork full of areas you'll remember fighting over. Tile placement games are perfect for players who like puzzles, visual planning, and the touch of friendly sabotage, all while building something that looks great by the time it's done. Deck building games are all about starting small and getting stronger every turn. You begin with a weak, clumsy deck of cards, and as the game goes on, you add better ones, refine your strategy, and build a deck that feels unstoppable by the end. You might know Clank, where you're adding cards not just for power, but to move through a dungeon, grab treasure, and escape before the dragon catches you. Or Marvel Legendary, where your deck becomes a team of superheroes, chaining powers together to fight villains. Each game in this genre feels different, but they all share that addictive Build, improve, repeat kind of loop. My top pick here is Dominion, the game that really defined deck building as we know it. You start with just 10 basic cards. On your turn, you draw 5. Play what you can, then use them to buy new cards from a shared market. Those cards go into your deck, and next time they come around, they give you stronger actions, more buying power, or ways to chain massive combos. What makes Dominion so smart is how much variety it packs in. The market changes every game, so the strategies you use one time may be useless the next time. Some matches turn into a rush for quick points, others become slow burns where you build an engine that can last forever. And because everyone is buying from the same pool, you're not just building your own deck, you're watching your opponents and making sure they don't get exactly what they need. Deck building games reward planning, adaptability, and spotting opportunities before anyone else. And when you pull off that perfect combo you've been setting up for half the game, it feels like magic. Strategy games are the heavyweight champions of the board game world. They're all about long-term planning, resource management, and making every single move count. Luck usually takes a backseat here. If you win, it's because you outthought your opponents, not because you rolled well. You might know Terraforming Mars, where players race to make Mars habitable by managing resources, building infrastructure, and balancing short-term games with long-term projects. Or Birmingham, a deep economic game about building industries and trade networks during the Industrial Revolution. These are games that can take hours to play, but they reward you for every minute you spend thinking ahead. My top pick here is Seven Wonders. It's brilliant because it packs that civilization building feel into a game that plays in about half an hour. Each player starts with an ancient wonder and develops their city over 3 ages, drafting cards to grow their economy, military, science, and culture. The drafting is what makes it so clever. You're not just building your own strategy, you're constantly deciding whether to take the card because you need it or to block the person next to you. What's so great about Seven Wonders is how it keeps everyone involved at all times. No waiting 15 minutes for your turn. Everyone chooses their card simultaneously. And by the end, you can see the story of your civilization laid out in front of you, whether you went for scientific dominance, military power, or cultural glory. Strategy games push you to think several moves ahead, anticipate your opponent's plans, and adapt when the game throws something unexpected at you. They're challenging, rewarding, and they'll leave you replaying those what if scenarios in your head long after the table has been cleared. We couldn't make a list of the smartest board games without mentioning Go. It's one of the world's oldest games, over 4,000 years of players placing simple black and white stones to claim territory. Yet behind that simplicity lies endless depth. Every move shapes the rest of the game, demanding patience, foresight, and strategy. Even after hundreds of matches, it still feels like you've only scratched the surface. You don't need to start on a full 19 by 19 board, try a smaller one, and you'll instantly feel the magic. And if Go inspired you, check out Go Magic. It's both a website and a mobile app with courses for every level, from beginner basics to advanced strategies, plus tons of interactive problems to sharpen your skills. The perfect place to grow as a Go player. Thank you for watching. See you next time.